Hi there, and welcome to a new video by EDEXCEL, and this is on Malton, the food capital of Yorkshire, as an A-level rebranding case study specifically for the EDEXCEL spec. Malton is a historic market town found in North Yorkshire, especially the county of Rydale, and it was once in decline between 2001 and 2011. However, due to a rebranding attempt by the Fitzwilliam estate, local stakeholders, and the Rydale Local Council, it has been in a state of regrowth and is now a thriving little market town and is renowned as the food capital of Yorkshire. So, what is the human and physical landscape? As you can see in the photos, this is a photo from one of the food festivals, the bi-yearly food festival. As you can see in the photo on the left, there it is, Malton on a map in regards to the rest of the northeast, and in the bottom right there is just a general map of the town centre. Malton is found next to the River Derwent, which joins the River Ouse, and it is alongside the A64, which is the main road between York and Scarborough / the Yorkshire coast. It is commutable to York at 30 minutes and Leeds at 60 minutes. And the town has a central historic marketplace with St Michael's Church in the centre, surrounded by many local businesses, especially cafes and other food shops such as would be expected in the food capital of Yorkshire. However, it is a sparsely populated rural area with only approximately 13,000 in the parish of Rydale, in the local council of Rydale, And the only public transportation is a railway between York and Scarborough, as well as the coastliner bus between Scarborough and Leeds. However, there is small local buses which do service local villages in the area. The demographics of the area, specifically the population and religion. The estimated population in 2020 was 6,189, with an annual growth of 2.6% since 2011 census, despite decline from 5,023 people as residents in 2001 census to 4,888 in 2011. 19.6% of the population are between 0 and 17, 59.6% are 18 to 64 years old, and 23.5% are over 65, which is very similar to the UK average of 19% over 65 and 18% under 15. However, it's slightly leaning towards being a slightly aged population, which is to be expected in a non-city area. 97.7% of the residents are white, which is much lower than the average in the UK of 12.7% of people being ethnic minorities in 2011. Thus, it is not a multicultural area. As well as this, 76.4% of the residents are Christian and 22.7% follow no religion, thus leaving just 0.9% of people belonging to other religions. And some sources here can be seen below. As well as this, references from Wikipedia have been made throughout. Buildings. In the top right, there is a photo of the Malton's own shambles. The shambles being a classic street in York, which is famous for its Tudor and very small alleys. And below, there is a photo of the Talbot Hotel, which is once made from the Talbot Hall. In the town centre, there is St Michael's Church, which is a 15th century church with parts from the 12th century. The town is also very historic and contains 239 Grade 2 listed buildings, and the alley next to the cinema is said to have inspired part of the setting for Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol. The Talbot Hall dates back to the 17th century, which potentially contains remains of the old town walls, and as I said, the town has its own 18th century shambles, and the town hall was commissioned in 1749. Some sources can be seen below. Some local food and drink options. The photos that can be seen are a photo of the bar in the Talbot Hotel, a meal from the well-known local favourite of the area, which is Florio's Pizza Restaurant, and the extremely well-known and well-praised Groovy Muse Gelato. An area where Malton, of course, excels is in food production, with a wide range of local businesses of various cuisine, and especially their artisan producers. Some examples are Florio's Italian Restaurant, Groovy Muse Ice Cream Parlour, Florian Pyra, macarons and desserts, the last two being part of the Talbot Yard, which was helped to fund by the Fitzwilliam estate, as well as other artisans which are also found there. There's also the Patisserie Malton, Costello's Bakery, which bakes all its own products, the Deli of Malton, Paley's Greengrocers, and Malton Relish Deli, Chewy's Cocktail Bar and Thai Restaurant, the Talbot Hotel, and Roost Coffee Roasters, which roast their own coffee. What is the public perception of Malton? As you can see in the photos, there is some art which has been made on one of the local buildings, and there is a photo from the local festival, Meadowfest. Malton is generally viewed as a very pleasant, idyllic, historic market town, and in the Rydal Council's local plan of 2013, it was described as a thriving and attractive cultural and economic centre of the area. It is also renowned for being the food capital of Yorkshire, especially since 2017, after a rebranding and remarketing effort headed by the Fitzwilliam Estate, who are one of the most influential landowners in the area, owning the Talbot Hotel. They even secured an article in the Sunday Times magazine in 2021. The rebranding included the creation of the bi-yearly food festival, which was first launched in 2009 with 40,000 attendees, and a local musical festival called Meadowfest. James Malton was also a chef at the Talbot Hotel previously, being born and bred in Malton. And it was featured in the Sunday Times Best Places to Live in 2017/2018. And some other characteristics of the area. In general, Malton has a distinct lack of mainstream shops, which has given space for local businesses to thrive, as well as reducing the backlash against the large food festival, which takes up 2 days of the year, and has generally created a very community feel. Malton also has 2 microbreweries and a gin distillery. Other attractions in the surrounding area are Eden Camp's War Museum, the Castle Howard Estate, Flamingoland, which is the main theme park of the northeast, attracting visitors from as far away as Newcastle very regularly, and the Independent Palace Cinema and the remains of a Roman fort at Orchard Fields, which is a local park. There is also a weekly market, monthly farmers market, and a weekly livestock market. And though there is a lot of employment in the service sector, with tourism and restaurants being a large one, there is still a strong base in farming, being a rural area. And that is the end of this presentation. I hope you enjoyed and have learnt something which you can potentially use in your A-level. So that is the end, and I hope you enjoyed. That was Ender Educates.